welcome to week 4 of the Ashtanga beginners course. We're going to look at the next 2 poses in standing. So you've just finished your 2 forward bends and now you're going to come into triangle A and B. Triangle A is a side bend and then B is a twist. For B it would be really useful to have something like a brick. You'll probably have something at home, it doesn't have to be a brick, that could be used as a brick. When you watch the video you'll probably be able to figure out what would work for you. So coming to standing samasthiti at the front of the mat, so this is your starting and finishing position, and then step out to the right. Now you want to step out to the right quite wide. We always step out to the right in Ashtanga. The legs should be leg length apart. Most people go too short. If you go too short you make the pose harder because you've got further to go down, if that makes sense. Your heels should be in line, so you then lift the front of the right foot and pivot on the heel to turn the right foot out 90 degrees. Let me just put that out of the way so you can see. So your heel should still be in line here. Now the back hip has a habit of rolling inwards. If you push to the outside of the back foot, it helps to open the hip outwards, so the hips are nice and open at the front to the side of the body. Stretching the arms out, you're going to soften the right knee to release the joint. Then inhale, extend to the right. Exhale, bring the right hand wherever it would go without leaning forwards on the left side. So if you go too low and you start to lean forwards, you need to come up a bit. If you can, straighten the right leg, lean back rather than forward. So the idea is that there's a sort of a feeling of almost leaning into a wall behind. Turn the head to look up to the left hand, and keep pushing to the outside of the back foot. If it feels nice and easy, you can use the index and middle finger to loop around the inside of the big toe. Keep leaning back rather than forward. Stay for 5 breaths. 4, 5. Exhale, look down. Soften the right knee to release the joint. Come all the way up. Pivot on the right heel to turn the right foot in. Pivot on the left heel to turn the left foot out 90 degrees. Soften the left knee. Inhale, extend to the left. Exhale, come into Trikonasana. Again, try and stay sideways rather than forwards. Straighten the left leg if you can. Turn the head to look up towards the right hand. And then if it feels comfortable, you can get that left big toe looping around with the index and middle finger. Keep pushing to the outside of the back foot. Keep thinking about leaning back rather than forwards. Exhale, look down. Soften the left knee. Inhale, come up. And then turn the left foot forwards. Now we go straight into Trikonasana B, for which you need your brick. Now you're not going to have your heels in line anymore, so you're going to turn the right foot out 90 degrees. Step the left foot to the left and the right foot to the right. So I exaggerated that a bit, but basically what you want to be able to do is be able to get that left hip to face forward. So the feet are more like rail tracks, there's space between them. Eventually when people are really flexible, they can have the heels in line and still square the hips, but that tends to take time. The other advantage of having the feet apart is that it gives you a more secure base. It can be a bit of a balance issue for many people. So the narrower your stance is, the harder it will be to balance. So hands on hips. Your hands are acting at the moment to keep the hips square. And then you're going to soften the right knee. So you want to keep the hips square to help protect the lower back, because the lower back isn't supposed to twist. Now once you're halfway, you can maybe work the right leg straight, squeeze your lower abdomen, and now the lower abdomen is going to clamp the hips square as you take the left hand on the brick. Push firmly through your left hand and then see if you can maybe straighten the right leg even more, and then twist to look over your right shoulder. Now again, don't lean forwards, try and lean back. Draw that right leg into the right hip. Draw the right shoulder back for the twist. Look over your right shoulder. Maybe extend the right arm up. Stay here for 5 breaths. Keep drawing that right leg into the right hip socket. Every time you inhale, extend through the spine. As you exhale, see if you can twist a little bit more. After 5 breaths, exhale, look down. Bend the right knee to release the joint. come all the way up, swivel around and square your hips over your left leg. So again, leaving space between the feet so you can square the hips, bring the brick on the outside of the left foot, hands on hips. Hands are squeezing the hips square as you soften the left knee and fold forward. Then bring the right hand on the brick, find the squeezing action from the inside to keep the hips square. Straighten the left leg as much as you can, and then see if you can twist to look over your left shoulder, extending the left arm up. Good. Again, as you inhale, try and lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, see if you can twist more. Draw the left leg into the left hip socket. Inhale to extend. Exhale to twist a little bit more. After 5 breaths, exhale, look down. Inhale, come up. Arms always go to the sides, and then you exhale to Samasthiti. So I'm going to do that again, but just a little bit faster, and I'm going to add a couple more teaching points. There's a lot of information, especially for Trikonasana B, Triangle B. So inhale, step out to the right, and you'd actually turn your right foot out straight away. Heels in line. Extend to the right, softening the right knee. Now bring your right hand on your sacrum now. Now one of the common mistakes people is they arch the back and the bum sticks out. Use that right hand to remind you to tuck the turban under. Lean back rather than forward. 3, 4, 5. Exhale, look down. Soften the right knee. Inhale, come up. Turn the right foot in, left foot out. Again, soften the left knee as you inhale to extend to the left. Come into triangle pose. Again, just bring your right hand onto your sacrum and remind yourself to tuck your turban under, and then extend the right arm up. Push to the outside of the back foot. Lean back rather than forwards. Keep the breath steady. 3, 4, 5. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come up. Bring your brick with you as you swivel around. Move the feet to either side. Brick on the outside of the right foot. Hands on hips. Hips are square to the front. Exhale, soften the right knee, fold forwards. Keep the spine long. Find the grip from the inside as you release the left hand on the brick. Maybe straighten the right leg. And then see if you can twist to look over your right shoulder, drawing that right hip into the right hip socket, reaching the right arm up. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Remember not to lean forwards, but to lean back. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come all the way up. Bring the brick with you as you swivel around to square your hips over your left leg. Good, hands on hips. Square the hips, space between the feet, so take them to either side. Soften the left knee as you fold forwards with a nice long spine. Grab the hips, then find the clamp from the inside, right hand on brick. Straighten the left leg, and then exhale to twist to look over your left shoulder. Reach the left arm up. Again, every time you inhale through, you can lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist more. Keep drawing that left hip back. 4 and 5. Exhale, look down. Soften the left knee. Inhale, come up. Reach the arms out to the sides. And then exhale, Samasthiti. So in the next video, I'm going to bring it all together for you. So this is what you will practice specifically for those 2 poses.